Alright guys, quick update on the cars. It's been a while since I did a nice video update here without other random things going on, but the car has been doing awesome. Everything has been good. It has been running high 10s when I can run it at the track. I get kicked out basically if I run too fast. Obviously we know that drill. I took it to E-Town. I drove an hour and a half, made one pass. Went 1074 at 135, got kicked out. First pass, denied me my time slip and everything. They were pissed off, I guess. Funny, did not give me my time slip. It's an interesting form of punishment, like mommy hit daddy at the dinner table kind of punishment. Strange, weird shit going on. Other than that, I haven't really changed anything other than the cam. The throttle was sticking. What's crazy is the car goes 106 in the 8th, like super consistent, 18 pounds. It gets like 26 miles of the gallon on the highway. I got, let me get you some light here. I fill up the trunk with the slicks and the jack handle and two things of spare meth, and this is a floor jack and spare air tank, and I have a whole tool set, two slicks, and I take the impact gun with me, change the tires, makes it easy. The other shit I did was, can you see in here? Can you fucking see? I got my Harbor Freight boost gauge out of my truck. Works like a charm. Works excellent. Matches up with everything else. I put the stereo for my truck in here, MP3 player. It doesn't have CD. I was about to say MP3 CD, but it's not at all. It's radio / SD and USB. I have a switch here for my backup lights. I wired the park neutral safety in, so you can't start the car without it. We put a new heater core in the car, which was absurdly easy, unbelievably easy on this heat only fairmont. You pull out the glove box, you pop open the glove box, which you gotta move my shifter into neutral to open the glove box. Take two screws out and take some 5/16 hex nuts out of there, and the whole fucking heater core blops out like a cassette. It was incredible. Driving the car to E-Town, my feet were fucking numb, basically. It's incredibly cold in the car. It sucked real bad. And then this time, I felt like a decadent asshole. I had heat, I was cracking my window. Oh, it's warm in here. So fucking hot with this heater core. And we put, just a new heater hose on there. My shit was rusted and basically felt like it was going to pop like tissue paper. So that's all ready to go. I'm trying to think of what else. My fan that only runs on high speed. I picked up another junkyard fan here, high and low, works great, so I'll eventually swap that on, but I didn't want to swap it before we had to go to Island. My buddy's truck here, I trimmed out the bumper and everything else, and it fits, and this intercooler is good. I just got to make some mounts for it. What's awesome is the 2500 I had, there was not enough room. The rad comes out way farther. There's none of this room. Like right here you can see, I can just shoot out right into my turbo. I'm going to get a 3" to 2.5" 90 and go bam, straight into the compressor. And then this is a 3" to 2.5". It comes with the intercooler kits I get. I will most likely just go straight 3" all the way around through here and into the throttle body, because I have one of these beasts left over. This is a 375 to 3". So I might as well just do 3" on that side and use up. I have a bunch of shit left over, all sorts of miscellaneous stuff. Might as well just get it done. Power steering cooler, that's a joke. That's gonna go. I'm just gonna loop some rubber hose and X that shit, throw it in the trash. It's gone. And other than that, I got this is the modified off of my kit from the truck. I kept my hot side from my truck, which was a good idea because we were gonna use it on the Ventura, and ended up using it here on my buddy's truck. I just changed the up pipe right into this on 3 here, which it's so sturdy you can rock the whole truck around with it. You could stand on that bitch, doesn't matter. And for this truck, I have $50 valve springs in here, these Comp Electronics $50 valve springs, and they have been doing incredible. The car traps 135 miles an hour like all day long. It actually went 134 and change at Island, and there was a super heavy headwind, like 30 or 40 miles an hour. It was retarded. It started to rain then. But the headwind was absurd. Most people were losing about a mile an hour to 1.5 mile an hour. So this car, anyway, with the valve springs, I bought pack 1218s, which is what I've used on like every other car. So just for fun, for Troy here, I didn't want to screw anything up. I got packed 1218s. I didn't know, these $50 ones haven't been run very long. They could still explode in a day or two. I'm not sure, but it's pretty unlikely. So the rest of that'll get done. I have, it's a fucking mess here. We got, this is my buddy's, not my buddy's, but we bought it for Troy. Corey pulled this 480E, which looks fucking brand new. It's incredible. This transmission looks like it was never run. Look at the pan. This isn't a new pan. This is the pan that came on the 480E. Hard to believe. This is with a junkyard. Fucking, they punch holes in it to drain it. Isn't that stupid? They fucking punch a giant hole in here. And they actually punched a hole straight through. There's a transmission filter that goes right here. And then that's the tube for the pump. That's the feed. They blew a hole straight through the pan all the way up and almost, you know, way the fuck up here. I'm surprised there isn't like chisel marks or anything here. They stuffed it straight through the filter and up through the feed tube. But we did the Transgo kit today, my buddy Corey, who used to build transmissions for a living, basically, not build them, but fix daily driver transmissions and do some performance stuff. He did the transmission. I always have him do them. I don't know why. It's one of those things where once you know somebody that's good at it, that does it, you don't even bother doing it yourself, or at least without their help. And what's cool is that gasket's like fucking brand new, so it's crazy. Someone definitely did work on this trans before we pulled it. Also, I just remembered, as I said I was trying to remember shit, this is a 94 Mustang GT master cylinder, same as a V6. And then we got some conversion lines on here. But I've heard about this shit where they swap on the different master cylinder from like the 94 Mustang or a Cobra, 93 Cobra, or what's cool is this was out of a junkyard for about $13, this master cylinder. Way better brakes. The brakes are incredible. They feel like brand new. The stock Fairmont master cylinders, sorry, I'm trying to explain as much as I can here. They feel super fucking spongy. They're terrible. They're awful. The car stops and all, but it feels like you're gonna die. But you don't. You know, it stops, and the pedal pressure is terrible, and the brake pressure sucks a lot too. After I put that master cylinder on, with the slicks on, and after a little bit of a burnout, I can brake stand about 3,200 and it starts to push through the front brakes. Really pretty incredible difference, and it stops nice too. I mean, you smell the brakes when you're at Island has like the shortest shutdown in the world. You smell the brakes a tiny bit, but other than that, it stops very well. And then what I tried is I had a switch in here that would interrupt my inlet air temp. I had a different switch in here. This is my backup lights, funny enough. That's how I turn on my backup lights. I thought you guys would like that. And what I was doing is I was interrupting my inlet air temp switch, and in the tune, when you interrupt the inlet air temp, it goes to a negative bottom value of like negative 38 degrees. And there's a timing table for negative 14 degrees, and you can say like minus 25 degrees. You can use it like an anti-lag, or it kills the timing and tries to spool the turbo. That shit was killing the car. Like 30 foot out, the car wanted to die, was doing weird shit. So what someone else told me today is I can interrupt the 2-3 solenoid when the car is in third gear manually, and the ECU is commanding first, like I'm about to launch, and I start rolling into the brake. I can hit this and it'll push the car into third gear, which it loses all mechanical advantage over the rear, and I can brake stand to a higher RPM, or at least my highest RPM, and then shut that off and let off the brake, and it'll go back into first gear and take off. So we'll see how that works. It wasn't working that great in practice, but I might be a moron, or something else might be wrong. Other than that, everything else is doing really good. The car consistently goes on like 91 octane, 92 octane Wawa cat piss and some Prestone washer fluid in the back on 18 pounds of boost and 12 degrees of timing. I estimate the car to weigh like 34 to 3,500, which is what the other one weighed, and it traps 135 like a clock. It goes 106 in the eighth and 135 in the quarter all day long. It's pretty incredible. Drive to the track, drive back home. It's averaging like 26 miles to the gallon, like mixed driving, which is also absurd. So that's a pretty cool update for this guy so far. Just want to get the other fan on, and then a little bit later I want to get a roll cage installed in this because I still do plan to do drag week with this car. So a guy in Pittsburgh is probably going to do a roll cage for me, nice and tight. I don't want to just burn in some bullshit cage from like S&W, like a kit, because it'll fit terrible and I think it'll ruin the car for me. I won't enjoy the car anymore if the roll cage is taking up the entire back seat and, you know, it's in the fucking bars and in the doorway and everything else. I think that'll piss me off. So everything else, we'll see how that goes. I'll get the other fan in here, and maybe we'll make it to Cecil or some other tracks and see if it can go 135 at every track I visit. It's a pretty consistent baseline then. If you can go the same mile an hour at multiple tracks, you know none of them are bullshitting you. So other than that, this On3 turbo here, I'm really very happy with this. It's very compact and the car is trapping faster than I thought it would on 18 pounds. I thought I would have to be cranking, you know, somewhere in the low 20s to get that kind of trap speed. So very impressed with it so far. Great turbo for about $348 shipped from On3 on eBay. That's an incredible price. So other than that, everything has been good. I checked the oil and the coolant on this thing all the time because of these paper head gaskets, and everything seems fine. It doesn't seem like it's having any issue at all. So it's doing really good. I'm very impressed so far. That's my update. See ya.